Hello, hello. Welcome to Top Shelf Backpacking Intro to Backpacking, Part 11. Today we're going to go over what to do after you get back from your first backpacking trip. Congratulations, you made it out on your first backpacking trip. You had an amazing time. You listened to the advice I gave you. Hopefully you went with a friend to help show you the ropes. But now you're back home and let me show you what you need to do so you can hopefully go on your next successful backpacking trip. First thing I recommend doing is separating all of your gear, unpacking everything, and putting it into two different piles. You're going to go with things you used and things you didn't use. So let's get this bag unpacked and we'll go over that. So let's start with things I used. Obviously, I took a backpack. Got to carry everything in something. I did use the pack liner, although it didn't rain, so redundant, but packed everything in there. Next we've got my sleeping pad and pillow, definitely got used, as did my quilt, and a sun shirt, some extra undies there to sleep in, got used. I ate, obviously. Now I happen to take a backpacking chair and a butt pad. I like to use the butt pad between my knees when I sleep at night. Also nice for kneeling on, getting in and out of the tent, and water collection there. So both did get used, as did my water filter. And although I didn't end up needing it, I did dig a cat hole just in case, and I had my full poop kit here with the bidet and the wipes and everything. So kind of sort of used it. Not nice enough to cowboy camp, so I did sleep in a tent, so that got used. Now let's go over what didn't get used. Some new Z-Pack camp shoes. Just loosened up mine, feet felt fine, so I never actually put them on. Those didn't get used. Temps were good, 50 degrees, maybe a little below, but just having a nice long sleeve layer on kept me plenty warm, so I didn't use the insulating jacket. And because it was warm and didn't rain, I didn't use my wind pants or my Frog Togs rain jacket. Didn't end up using anything out of the first aid kit, not even the fire starter there. And because the temps were warm, didn't use the down booties, and it was a quick overnight, so I didn't need to recharge anything. My extra GoPro battery worked just fine, and my cell phone stayed charged until we made it back out. So now that you've gone over what you didn't use, you want to consider, could I leave it out on the next trip? If temps were going to be in that same range, I could probably leave this puffy jacket at home, save me 8 to 12 ounces, possibly more. Same goes for the down booties. The socks worked just fine. So if temps were similar, not going to be any colder, probably leave these out as well. To me, the rain jacket comes on every trip, be it a day hike or an overnight. You never know when temps could drop a little lower, and this would allow me to stay a little warmer, kind of around camp. If temps really dropped, you can get into that sleeping bag sooner, wear it around you at camp, that kind of thing. So I would always wear this, whether I bring it, whether I wear it or not. Camp shoes, these are a couple ounces, kind of a 50-50. There's a good chance if my feet were hurting, they would go on. Hopefully this would be obvious, even though I didn't use anything out of it. The first aid kit comes no matter what. It's got my repair stuff, first aid for me, first aid for my gear, so it's always going to come. Same goes for fire starter and a backup power source. So even just a day hike, I'm going to bring this. If things go wrong, I want to make sure I can keep that cell phone nice and charged, because it probably has my map and my communication on there. And I want to make sure I can keep my Garmin InReach charged up too. It did not get used, but comes with me every time. Now that you've gotten everything unpacked, I recommend getting everything opened up out of its packaging, unrolled, and as kind of up and open as you can, because things did get a little dew covered, so there is some moisture to deal with, and I wouldn't want to pack things away. You can get mold and mildew that way. So even things like backpacks, I like to try and hang upside down if possible. Using a hanger in the closet can work really well for that. I thankfully got a lot of room out here in the garage. Things like camp chairs, I will set up and put somewhere dry, be it outside or in my garage. Even pads, sleeping pads and everything will get fully unfurled, draped over something so they can dry. Clothing, if you didn't wear it, I still like to put it on a hanger to make sure it is nice and dry. And obviously things that were worn are going to get washed. Now let's talk about what to do with some of the bigger items. So here's what my garage usually looks like after I get back from backpacking. Now previously this is what my guest bedroom and bathroom would look like, so I could shut the door and keep the cats out, but thankfully I've got a garage now. You could also do this in the yard on a sunny day, just want to make sure there's no rain planned. So, tent is set up. I do keep the rain fly separate so you can get good ventilation throughout everything to dry off the bits of dew and condensation from my breath in there. I've got the sleeping pad draped over something just to get some kind of airflow there. Backpack hanging upside down. Got the clothes going. Got the sleeping bag hung. Usually I'll try and kind of string it up between some things, and keep in mind you can put a fan on if you need to get some circulation. Got the chair all set up there. Just give everything a good, I like 24 hours to dry. If it's real hot, sometimes that'll be quicker. Sometimes I'm using a trekking pole tent, so let me show you how I kind of deal with that when I get back. Because I can't pitch this tent in my garage with the trekking poles, I kind of string it up in a bathroom, and that way you do get some kind of airflow all around it. Often every few hours I will come in and kind of reposition, move that over there, flip it upside down kind of thing, and I'll turn on the exhaust fan, and sometimes just put a little table fan blowing on it, and that'll help dry things off so it's not so musty when you put it back into where it needs to go for your next trip. Small things need to be taken care of too. Things like electronics should be recharged, whether I use them or not. I usually top them off when I get home, and that way they should be mostly ready to roll next time I'm going out. If you used any of your first aid items, maybe even just some ibuprofen or some melatonin for sleep, go ahead and top those off as well. Make sure there's no moisture or anything in there. And then your poop kit, if you used any toilet paper, wet wipes, anything like that that you need to refresh, soap, hand sanitizer, now is a good time to go ahead and do those. Once everything is dry, you can put it away. Things that are non-insulating, tents, sleeping pads, things like that, you can roll back up, put them in their appropriate packaging there, and they'll be ready to go for the next one. Things like insulating sleeping bags, insulating clothes, you want to try and store as loose as possible. If you got a better bag, you're probably going to get one of these big old sacks to put it in. If you didn't get one, I would recommend going down to like the Dollar Tree, get one of those mesh laundry bags. You want to make sure they're fairly big, and you can store it in that, stuck in a cool, dry place. So that is what you want to do after you get back from your first backpacking trip. Get everything taken apart, figure out what you used and didn't use, get everything cleaned, dried, and restocked. That way you are ready for your next trip. Think about the temps you went in, how you felt. Could you do more mileage? Was the weight a little too heavy? Did you bring too much food? Did you bring not enough food? All those things are worth noting, so when you go out on your next trip, you will be even better prepared. Check back next week for episode 12, the final in this series, where we will help get you out on your very first backpacking trip. For more information on all the items you see on this channel, visit topshelfbackpacking.com. Until I see you again, cheers.